What is up, people? Happy Wednesday. Welcome back to Level Quest, a Dungeons & Dragons actual play stream set in the chaotic and elemental homebrew world of Illustera. Before we begin, just a couple things to share with you. First, last call on the Hello Fresh promo. If you want to support the stream, it's a great way to get a couple really cheap, good quality meals and help us keep things running over here. That ends January 22nd. I think technically orders have to be placed by like the 20th for it to count or something. But yeah, if you feel like it, awesome. If you don't, no big deal. We'll be here anyway. Second, general trigger warning. We do dig into some sensitive topics like body horror, addiction, coarse language, things like that. Not the focus, not out to traumatize anyone. So if you need to step away for a minute for mental health, please do so. And then we hope you'll come back. That said, I am Corey Keeney, your dungeon master, and I'm joined by four fantastic players below. One of us is unable to make it. Stefan won't be here tonight. But yeah, Dan, you want to say hello?
Oh, geez. Yeah, I almost forgot that I have to do that, or that I get the pleasure of doing that. Excuse me. What's up, everybody? It is Dan, aka Ember Vis, if I'm responding to you in the chat. I'm playing Calder Sage, a half-orc fighter. Oh, geez. In the last session, we made it to Throom, and Calder found his mentor, which was fairly emotional, kind of at a loss for what's going on right now. Hasn't even learned all the stuff the rest of the party is going through, and he's already an emotional wreck, so this should be an interesting session. Yeah, that's it.
Hello, my name is Richard. I play Farndesha or Des, 3'3", strong and proud halfling. Des went back to last session. Des went back to Throom. Well, everybody went back to Throom, and he found his people that he used to be with in Throom, his little gang, and then I think they were playing cards. Or something. They were playing some sort of game last session. So yeah, it was kind of fun for him to go back to his humble beginnings before he died.
Hello, my name is Robert. I play Maxwell. He is an aberrant mind sorcerer, and last session, the scary people that Maxwell saw walking around, he called them owls, and he found out that there was more following him. So instead of facing reality, he denied it and started ignoring them. And yeah.
All right. Hi, Eric here playing Orson Turner, a monk. Last session we learned a lot. Orson found quite a bit of his family. One grandson out of town. Found out a few sons are deceased. Met some of his daughters and grandchildren, and learned that one of the prisoner, or the only prisoner that we've met so far, is actually his grandson-in-law. So we'll have to see how that plays out and what he needs to do to potentially help, or maybe not. We'll see.
Should be interesting one way or the other. All right, all that said, we'll dive in for tonight. So previously in Illustera, with Keefe's mysterious contact vanished into the rainy night, our fated few returned to Throom, prisoner in tow, and presented them to Captain Edelin Banks, while comparing accounts with Lieutenant Alhan. The captain seemed to appreciate the party's candor and suggested that Keefe likely would not be tried for a few weeks, should they want to request a delay to allow time to continue this investigation and uncover who may have been coercing him. They should see her sooner than later. The party then parted ways for the evening to reconnect with old friends and search for answers. Maxwell's friends continue to be of the invisible and creepily grinning variety, and as he mentioned, there are a great deal more of them here in Throom than in the previous settlements that they visited along the road. Theo and Calder found their mentors, Des went out with his herald buddies, and Orson found his family, and the unfortunate knowledge that his great-granddaughter's husband is the one and only Keefe Ratley. You guys spent the evenings with your friends, family, caught up a little bit, shared your stories, where you've been, what's been going on. And we'll say spent the night with friends or wherever for the evening, agreeing to rejoin in the morning at a pub near the entrance of the city. So we will start the session right there with you all trickling into a booth. Drinks
Before
are
we start,
set at the table.
Before we start,
Okay.
you're frozen again.
Oh gosh,
The
dang it!
heartbreak.
Happens.
Well,
Happens.
Darn the freezing.
You don't need me
Technical
for this, so
difficulties.
We're the stars of the show.
We need you for everything, Corey. We need you for everything.
thank you. Okay, yeah. So you guys arrive in the bar. Orson's probably first since he's old and wakes up at 3 a.m. Yeah, and Theo is there as well, although mostly in spirit this session. So take it away.
Well, good morning. Wait, did Orson tell everybody, or does Orson only know?
We'll figure if you guys wanna just like blah debrief and say we talked about everything that we all learned. We can do it that way
Sure.
and just go forward from here instead of rehashing everything. But either way,
That's fine.
Previously on.
yeah.
You guys won't believe it.
Wow.
No
shot.
way.
39. 39. Get your pen ready. It's quite the tale.
What's the new headline?
I feel like this is one of those what are the odds of that?
Well, seems like my great granddaughter's husband got himself into some trouble, boys. I'd like to help him just for my family's sake. And I'd like to ask you guys to help me if you can.
Ugh, this is gonna make the little ones' incoherent ramblings even worse.
As I point over to Dez.
I look up them as soon as he says little ones. I look up at him, menacingly.
Such ferocity.
Well, I would be happy to help you, Orson. I don't know what Calder's talking about with my incoherent rambling or whatever, but I'd be happy to help you wherever I can.
Thank you. I think you're very coherent. You do a good job.
Yeah,
Very
yeah,
good
I thought so
mistake.
too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, especially my headlines. I thought they were good, but apparently not.
Speaking of the headline, did we get the charity taken care of, Calder?
Interestingly enough,
I've already told you guys I ran into my mentor at this point, so we don't have to go through it all.
working on selling all the furs with Vadius to he convinced me selling them would yield a hefty profit which we could use to put towards the needy as opposed to just giving out the furs. So,
Good idea.
working on selling those and
That is sounds smart. It's a stark contrast. this early in the morning.
I'm just gonna pat you on the head, not fully understanding what the word stark means.
That's funny.
I plan to spend the week with him here in Throom, selling the furs and helping the needy, and have some self-reflection to do. Spend some time with Vadius as well. But Orson, as much as I think Keefe's a son of a bitch for stabbing that guard, I understand wanting to help family. So, as I said before, I understand for whatever reason I'm bound to all of you. So, you have my sword, Orson.
And if you need Pebble, me, we'll be here to help.
Yeah. I'm here.
I gotta, as Calder stuffs some of the peanuts from the table in front of him into his mouth.
What's the play here, Orson? I remember Keefe saying that his family was under threat. I think that means your family's under threat.
That's my concern too, more than the boy. I think I'd like to go find Captain Banks again. And if you guys are willing, tell her that we'll take on this job. Extend out this time, see if we can figure out who this mysterious man is. Maybe, I'm not saying Keefe shouldn't pay for something, but maybe not the noose.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Rehabilitate. Maybe they can make him pound clay for a while or something.
Well,
Work that into their sentencing. Don't worry. I got it.
hey, watch this. Theo was just telling me that if you need a place to take your family, we could take him up to his farm, not far from here.
I think that's a great idea.
You know, if your family really is under threat, I wouldn't feel right leaving them alone with a couple of farmers. Maybe we ask Captain Banks if they could have a bit of an escort or some kind of protection while we work on this case. I mean, realistically, your family's not the only thing under threat here. All of Throom's under threat, right? That was the whole reason the guards were chasing Keefe and trying to get that information back. So protecting your family seems to be a priority of the state at this point.
Makes sense to me. Maybe Captain Banks has some more leads for us or something that we can use, you know? Need something to go on here.
Yeah, so
Well-
far we have nothing.
I think we got breadcrumbs here, fellas. Breadcrumbs. If you think about it, why would this figure ask Keefe to meet him in the Feud Guard ruins, those haunted ruins? Perhaps we go back and look there, even though that's pretty dangerous. I
Base of
wonder
operation.
also. Right, but why a base of operation in a haunted ruin? You know, and I wonder
lives
also.
there?
I wonder also on our way back. There was that fort by Cathray that was having some trouble. Your grandson, if I recall.
But Allard's
Allard.
working this.
Yeah, having trouble at that fort. I wonder if the trouble there is connected to anything at Feud Guard and this hooded figure. That might be a lead to check out as well. Plus,
That would be
if your family truly is under threat, who knows how far that reach goes. If Ellard's in trouble, perhaps going back there and warning him's a good idea too.
I think we should at least tell him.
Hmm.
Good idea.
But let's go
But,
to
yes,
Captain.
As Calder said, I have some stuff to do in the city as well. We depart, get my family settled. I need
Well, get your family packed.
packed and settled. Yes, that's what I meant. Yeah.
Yeah, likewise. I mean, I have to figure out some stuff at the headquarters, but apart from that, it shouldn't take me more than a week. But I really do think we should speak with the captain and then figure out a plan. I'm not sure if
Yeah.
going down to Feud Guard would be a good idea because that's also a lot of time.
A long way.
It's a very long way.
Have
Maybe
you
we can get some
broken?
horses?
How far was Cathray again, Corey?
Cathray is about 2 days from Throom.
Okay. So probably a better lead to follow then. But
I agree. We should talk to the captain first. Maxwell, I'm sorry, you were saying?
I was just wondering if Orphan has broken the news to his family about Keefe, or he just kept it secret.
No, I told them last evening.
Right.
I went to see them. My great granddaughter was ready to go search for him. I had to break the news to her.
Sorry,
How did they
to
take
do
it?
that, Orson.
She took it bad. The rest of the family, some of them were like, "I told you, no good, man." Yada yada.
That's what you get for marrying someone with rat in his name.
I've thought that so many times.
So, but he is the father of 2 children. Hate to leave them fatherless.
So you have great grandchildren?
Yeah.
Dang, you're old, Orson.
99.
99 strong.
I'm mean, kind of 99. I don't know with the whole thing, you know.
No, I don't know. Explain to me, Orson. I'm curious.
You don't remember the white light, the coming.
You forgot all that already.
dead?
Oh, that's right. That's right. My bad. That's what you meant. Oh, by the way,
9
Yes.
plus 20 is 99.
by the way,
Good
I
math.
told some of my
Thank
friends at the headquarters that I never died. So they don't know. They're like, why are you back here? We thought you died. We saw you dead. We attended your funeral, all that jazz. But no, I wasn't dead the whole time.
You know,
Did that work?
Yeah, it did.
you should play a joke on them when you go back and give one of them a hard time for not crying at your funeral and make them think you were watching them or something.
That sounds traumatizing, Calder.
I think that's a great idea.
That'd be pretty funny. Might make for a good
Jesus.
comedy article.
I'll
it's-
just forget you said that.
Some
It's
breakfast
content.
and See if we can find the captain.
Maybe that article would be like a stark comparison.
Do you even know what that word means?
Of course I do. And then I'm just gonna. He's just gonna
All right, you guys wrap up breakfast.
Well, I had a thought. Should we all split up for the week? Who wants to go talk to the captain?
I mean, we could
I
just
think
do that
I
now.
would be
do it
happy to
together.
talk to the captain.
Exactly.
We just go do it together. Let her know that we're a strong force.
Yeah.
Go find her right now.
Or actually,
All right.
wait a week.
Shouldn't
I
take
might be a bit
than
more
an
persuasive.
hour.
I was just thinking the same thing.
We could do it at the
Wait
we
a
could do it at the end of the week.
No metagaming. No metagaming.
No metagaming. No metagaming.
right.
No,
No
we
metagaming.
do it now.
I don't think we can wait a week. We need to get my family to safety. We need.
That's true. That's
There
true.
you go. Good job, Eric.
Thinking reasonably. I hate
All
the
right.
word metagaming. It's so strange.
What
not even
game are you
mean.
guys talking about?
I'm playing. It's like when you're playing dragon chess and the other opponent knows what you're going to do already, so the game's already boring. That's metagaming.
Just a good chess player. Yeah.
Dragon chess player. What is chess? I have no clue what chess is.
I just like to shorten the name. Old.
Oh, I see. Oh, chess is a nickname for dragon
Yes.
chess. Oh, I thought it was
Like
DC.
39.
You want to play DC?
I like
that-
that.
That's what I thought the appropriate
That's even,
thing was.
that's even better. That's even better.
I know.
All right.
You guys good?
Yeah.
I think so.
Okay. So the 1 week,
Dragon chess.
the delay thing, to level up, I consider it a downtime activity that takes a week at these early levels. So that's what they're talking about here, because they have enough experience to level up. They actually had it a session or two ago. I forget exactly when, but we'll pick up with that in a minute. So you guys wrap up breakfast. Calder probably stuffs a pancake or two into his shirt or something. He's got one on either sleeve to like puff up his biceps a little bit.
No.
No, man, those are all natural. All natural.
Right on the pectorals.
You guys head through the streets, up the hill toward the jail and the captain's office. And early in the morning here, knock on the door and are led in by a pair of guards who one of them recognizes you from yesterday. They fetch Captain Edelin for you, who comes out to greet you in the front area here. Gentlemen, I'm a bit surprised to see you so soon, to be honest.
Well, might I just say we're very divisive individuals, and that's why we're here today. We are trying to see if we can have more information regarding this Keefe Ratley and the people that were threatening him. And we're also looking for an extension on the court date so we have more time to gather our intelligence and present a truly just case.
Information I can potentially help with. To get any kind of extension, we need some kind of commitment that the case is being made. So if you are agreeing to pursue some kind of lead, I can speak with the judges and see what we can do to get some time allotted.
I will look towards the group. Oh, do we want
I
to?
was just gonna say, come into my office.
Mm.
So if you got
Sure
you want
thing.
to take a second to think.
Yeah, we'll follow her. Follow her in.
What do we think?
If we want to save Keefe, we really have no option.
So
Yeah.
we do it.
You can always
I just find
stage a jailbreak.
No,
Of
we
course.
cannot.
Let's do that. We have
I
infinite
just
lives.
find it real ironic that Orson tackled Keefe, and then now we're gonna free Keefe from this position. Just a thought.
Well, we didn't know.
Should have been faster. I mean, jeez. 9 years old, for Christ's sakes.
You're right. It's his
Nine-year-old
fault for
have some
trying to
moves.
escape capture. You're right. It's his fault.
It's his fault. He didn't escape. Yes.
And we're not trying to free Keefe. We're trying to make sure he's only prosecuted for the crimes he's committed, not the crimes he was coerced into.
Yeah.
I fully
Sure.
intend to see him pay for stabbing the guard.
I don't know why you're so hung up on the stabbing. That's the time in this world. I don't get what your deal is with the stabbing.
I just thought it was a dirty move, that's all.
What is he supposed to do?
Take his punishment like a man.
His last name has a rat in it. I don't
It
think.
was very rat-like.
Mm. And his face too.
Well,
Anyway, let's go talk to Captain Banks.
Okay. You all head back into her office, close the door behind you. Theo shuts it and kind of leans against the door in the background here. She sits down at her desk and says, I've been thinking a bit about what you brought in yesterday, the information that you brought in. Keefe hasn't provided any additional information in the meantime. My active theory is that this has to have been some kind of ploy by Kardok. Relations with the elves to the north are stable. I don't see how it would benefit anyone within the city if they actually knew what they were trying to steal. So it must be coming from somewhere outside of our walls. This figure...
Corey,
Yeah.
where is Karduk and what is it prominent for?
Kardok is... yes, it is to the south. Let's pull up the region map and have a look-see together here.
Excuse me. It's
So this river, kind of in the middle of the map here, essentially separates Thrum to the north and Kardok to the south. Kardok lies in between these two rivers. You guys want to go ahead and give me a history check?
I would love to. Oh,
I'm
but I
good
have
for it.
expertise, so I'll just roll a deception check, which is the same without
Sure.
expertise.
Oh, I rolled a 2DM.
yikes.
That's okay.
I
where
got
does
an
it-
18.
Where does it show that? Interesting. Oh, to self. I see. Okay, so Calder, you know that Kardok is, they're a separate nation to the south. You know that this all used to be one kingdom. Long time ago, there was a separation, and Kardok basically broke off and became its own entity. The specifics elude you a little bit, but there's always been just that little bit of tension between the two nations, though not usually outright war. Maxwell, you've got one, there was a lot of miscellaneous a lot of miscellaneous books and like little treatises and things in your lighthouse, and some of them were kind of broad strokes of the region. Um, you know that the Frozen Isle lies several days, maybe a month, to the east of this part of the world, by sea, and that they were both essentially populated, colonized, taken over by a bunch of humans from elsewhere in the world. So these were probably independent states at one point, came together under this human kingdom and then separated. They separated again for further differences, ideological or geographical. Who knows exactly? Yeah. So Edelin continues. Oh, go ahead.
Is there a prominent type of person in Kardak?
What do you mean, like Dragonborn or humans or anything
Yeah,
like
is it
that?
a human city, an elven city? Is it a mixed city? Like, what's the size in comparison to Thrum? Same size, same level of diversity, or is it like? Do you know what I mean?
I do. Yeah, there is. It's predominantly human, kind of the way Thrum is, a little maybe half or so human. Especially, yeah, you would definitely know this having lived in this part of the world. Yeah, mostly human. You know that the ruling class in Kardak are mostly Dragonborn. Yeah, and have a bit of an elitist look down their scaly noses vibe at other people. Yeah, they're primarily lumber economy, I guess. There is some mining all along the mountains to the west. Thrum is a little bit more is heavier on mining and ores and gems and that kind of thing. As a whole, Thrum is a bit larger as a nation and has a stronger economy and a stronger army. Kardak is a smaller and inferior state in most aspects, although they are a bit more disciplined militarily. So Edelin continues. The motive has to lie with them. So this figure that Keefe was meeting at, it concerns me that they have infiltrated Thrum to this extent to know about secrets privy primarily only to the Coronal and a few upper level officers. So where they got that information is curious, and what they plan to do with it more so.
Curious indeed. Do you have anyone in your circle, your confidants that would that you question their loyalty?
Not directly, but my reach only goes so far here. There are a number of interests working within and around the Coronal's chambers.
What kind of interests?
Give me an insight check.
Des will slowly put on like a detective hat. He just pulls out.
Over his mask.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Dragon detective. Calder, you get the feeling that she is choosing her words very carefully here. Like not being too overt in any specific thing that she says.
Okay.
Captain, if we agree, which I think we're going to, but if we do, will we get more information, more leads on where you need us to go, where we might be able to start?
I have a few theories.
Right.
Tracking down any of their remaining contacts within the city is something I can manage, and can set some of my resources upon to check with other workers in the Coronal, like Keefe. I'm sure you know by now was simply a courier, really. he had access, privileged access, but he wasn't anyone of any real importance. I can check with the other staff of the area, but outside of the walls, I have less sway. She pulls out a little map of Throom, and the regions all the way down to the river in Belvance, and says there are a few spots that if this fellow is indeed hiding out that far south, he likely wants easy access to Cardok. The river is swift but narrow, close to the mountains. It would be relatively easy to cross if he needed to. There's an old mining town in the hills just south of the road where the road bends on the way to Trestle. It's still manned, and since the war has ended, we have reactivated that, pulling supplies out to rebuild. But it's not heavily patrolled. It could be a spot for him to slip in and out. The old fort called the Overwatch in the hills here is in the process of being rebuilt. Unlikely he's there anymore. That was the first spot that they targeted when they attacked. And we know that Cardok has a fort of their own somewhere in the hills around here. I'm not sure exactly where it is, but those are all relatively easy spots for him to have reached from the ruins, assuming that he's not just holed up there. Although, from reports I've heard, that's not a terribly hospitable place for a long-term encampment, and he would have needed probably quick access in and out of Throom to reach his contacts here, which makes me think the mining town is a good first stop were you to head out of the city and investigate this further.
That's some good reasoning. I would agree. We were wondering ourselves why he would stay in Feud Guard, but being close to it makes sense. You wouldn't take your not allies to your base of operation.
Exactly.
So nearby makes sense.
Captain Banks.
It could be that he's stationed somewhere else in the hills. I'm not sure what you'll find when you get out there.
These are good leads, though, I think.
May I speak bluntly?
Of course.
For you to share this information with us, there has to be a level of trust, yes?
There's... I don't know if I'd call it trust yet. Hope, maybe.
Well, speaking bluntly, of course, it's a little concerning to me how guarded you are around what could be wrong in this city, and those you hold close in,
What's it called? The Coronal?
The Coronal, yeah.
in the Coronal. I really think it would be beneficial to both parties if you were just upfront about your feelings regarding that.
Give me a persuasion check.
Nice.
Am I good at persuasion?
No.
Oh!
That's pretty good.
Dang.
Natural one, baby.
Oh yeah.
To speak bluntly, I appreciate what you did to get my men out of the ruins and to return this prisoner to us in good stead, and the faith that you've shown in our ability to manage this situation is appreciated and commendable. I don't know you. I met you yesterday. Some of you have lived here for some time, others not, I presume. And access to our most sensitive information in circles is something to be earned.
You're frozen.
Well, if we can't help you with what we don't know about, and if that's the way you do wish to keep it, then that's the way it shall stay.
One day I'm expecting a whole debrief of the coronal, though. We'll sit
Fun.
around a dinner table.
Gentlemen, I think we
prove
earned some
ourselves.
trust here. I think it's only fair that the captain, she's a captain she can't just divulge secrets to unknown entities. We build a relationship. You do
She
this for
knows
her.
me.
It's the whole you know. Well, that's true. You helped her once, did you not?
Yeah,
Um,
nearly
I
died
think
for it
we
too.
will definitely help you. One thing I need to divulge. I didn't know this. I've been traveling for quite some time. You can ask anyone. I've been gone for about 20 years. Um, Crazy coincidence. Turns out Ratley's actually mildly related to me through marriage.
She kind of narrows her eyes a little bit. I see.
I think an important thing to bring up here, Captain, not to get stuck on the stark contrast of the situation, but uh, um, eh, we were gonna help Keith before we knew that, so that should be noted. But also, in what took place, let's just say in a roundabout way, it was revealed to us that Keith's family has been threatened. I believe we told you that the first time we came here, that he was coerced into doing this, and his family was threatened, which in turn means our friend Orson here, his family is essentially being threatened, and that I can't stand for. Orson can give you the details if he wishes, but we were talking about maybe moving his family somewhere where they could be hidden, potentially safer. And I had thought, I've seen situations like this before in my travels, and I know resources are thin, but you know, protection of Throom seems of the utmost important. If we are in fact working for Throom, and he is working for Throom, therefore his family is part of that and should be protected by Throom. Um, maybe you send some guards with to whatever location we choose to make sure that they go unharmed.
Well, again, my jurisdiction mostly ends at the walls. Um, Depending on where you're planning to send them, I may not be able to help.
Well, you
Not too
sent guards all
far.
the way to Feud Guard.
For very specific purposes, but yes, there is some leeway, of course. Um, our ranks are thin. We don't have the numbers we once did, and there is a fair amount of policing to be done here. I would like to speak to them first, actually, before they're moved, if that's all right. Just to find out, to see if there's anything that Keefe may have revealed to them or contact that they had with this figure, anything we can glean before they're taken out of reach.
Well, that sounds all fine, but as legal representation for Keith, Dez should be present for that conversation.
He can't speak without me.
Oh God.
I don't have an...
Calder may not be good at talking, but he's got high intelligence, baby.
I don't
in
have an
stark
objection with that. as long as you are indeed taking on this task for the city.
I
Yeah,
believe we are.
have Thrum's interest at heart.
Very well.
One more question, Captain. If we are to take this case on, excuse me, if Dez take this case on, I don't plan on speaking in court at all. At all. But
You gotta say your Twitch song.
if we are taking this case on, as we are, how much time do we have to build the case? If we have to travel, potentially to Cardock, this could take some time. Can we have guarantees that not only Keith will be kept alive and potentially Orson's family protected, but also that he'll be treated with dignity and respect and not kicked like a dog?
The latter I can guarantee. Time, I'm not sure exactly. it'll probably be 3 weeks from now when the trial would be set. I can maybe buy you another month. That should be enough time to get down and investigate some of these locations and return.
Sure. I guess I'll have to work on the road. I've worked with less, so it's fine. It's
And
completely
so-
fine by me.
Can we
So
get
we got
some
we got 9 weeks.
6
Perfect.
or 7. 7
3
weeks.
Yeah, you guys missed the joke. I said,
Oh, I thought your fingers were wrong.
Yeah, look at you.
I thought your fingers were wrong, but 9 was right, and
Called
then
her
I did
smart.
the math wrong.
Captain, do you have some sort of way for us to contact you while we are out and about if needed?
I don't, I'm afraid.
All right.
You'll be on your own once you're out of the city.
How about some sort of writ saying that we're on city business so we don't run into these same problems with your guards where they don't necessarily believe us?
I can put something together.
Perfect.
Sounds great.
I will produce my family for you.
Okay.
Thank
I
you
don't
so
like how it
much, Cap.
sounds.
Can I make
I
one
will produce
request?
my
I
family.
know this might be hard. But, can I get someone to visit Keefe?
Someone.
Visitation.
Oh, of your family? They're welcome to have supervised visits with him.
Perfect. Thank you.
Awesome. Well, thank you for your time, Captain. I'm sure we'll be in touch. Make sure my client isn't spoken to without me in the room. And that, yes, that does include if I'm out on official business. Let us know if you have any updates regarding the case. We'll be in here for the next week. So, yeah.
Okay. So we'll say for the over the rest of the morning, Edelin sends somebody down with you, Orson, to meet your family and talk about what they may have seen. Had they been contacted by anybody? They state that they didn't have any direct contact. They noticed that Keefe had started getting a little antsy, a little twitchy, irritable over the week or so before he departed. But he never mentioned anything explicitly until the night that he left, when he just said that he needed to he had something he had to do outside of the city, and that they should stay together and stay safe, and when he got back they might be moving to Wymore, which is on the coast out where is it? About here, I believe. Oh wait, it would help if I was actually clicking on the game and not on the streaming platform.
I was like, I don't
Which
see
is like
anything.
out here.
And that
And
we're
it's called
one of
Whitemore.
Wymore.
click
Is
again.
that
I didn't
where-
see it. I'm still not seeing it. Oh, okay.
Is that where
Yeah.
Rolf was, or thought to have been?
I believe that is where Rolf lives. Yeah.
All right.
Okay, so
Rolf Turner.
as we all depart to oh, I'm hearing an echo. Anyway, as we all depart to go our separate ways here and do our thing for the week before we decide to leave Throom, I do want to just grab Dez kind of firmly by his arms and kneel down in front of him and just say,
Des, listen, I know we give each other a hard time. And I've told you before, it's only because I worry about how unprepared you are in these scenarios we found ourselves in when our life is kind of threatened. I might have, I might be naive as far as writing papers goes, and I think you're a little naive when it comes to, sticking people with the pointy end. And yeah, I just want you to know that well, it's all in good fun. Anyway, listen. If you're gonna spend the week at the Herald, just remember, no names. Do not put my name in that paper, Des.
Sure. Yeah. I already promised you that. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it at all. It's all under control. Hey, I need an update by the way for the news article, um, regarding that philanthropy stuff. I still have the headline written. I can read it to you again as a reminder. I'm just so proud of it. Dick Dad Sony turns out to have a golden heart for the needy, gives Guccini free of charge. I think that's so brave of you.
Yeah, Genie for the needy. Love it.
Guccini for the needy.
Listen, the Guccini part's gonna have to go away. We're selling the Guccini to buy more clothes of cheaper cost.
It's
To
still
clothe
Genie
more
for the
more
needy.
people. Yeah, listen, that's fine. Whatever headline you want. Listen, if you
Orson,
want
I'm
to
so glad. I didn't notice you were here, but I'm so glad you are.
Well, I think we're all still in the same room, aren't we? I don't know.
Yeah, I figure you guys are like walking out.
yes, listen. Two things first, okay? Two things. If you want a name for the article, okay, maybe my mentor Vadius would he's the one helping me coordinate the sale of all this, and he runs a soup kitchen sometimes, feeding the needy, and he might be a good source for the article. But once again, don't use my name and clear it with him before you use his name. I'm not giving you permission to use his name. And the other thing, and more importantly, okay, what is stark contrast?
I guess you'll never know. There's probably a library around here or something. I don't know.
Call
guys,
Oh, go ahead.
mind your business, Orson. I'm just kidding. Sorry. Listen, I'm a little embarrassed. I don't just tell me what it means,
Look, okay, fine. Look,
or I'll just
Stark-
keep using it until I
look,
get it right.
there are two definitions of stark. The first one is severe or bare in appearance or outline. Does that make sense?
Wow,
yeah,
you got this memorized.
yeah.
And the second one, just in case to really hammer in the nail, it's complete and it says semicolon sheer. Do you know what those words mean?
Yeah.
You got it?
Yep.
And there's an example. It says in quotations, my mind says in quotations, he came running back in stark terror, complete terror.
Yeah, gotcha. Fast. Yep.
Sure. We'll work on it. We're hammering out the details.
All right.
Calder, I was going to tell you, that Theo was holding something for you, but maybe I'll just tell Theo to keep it now. Have a nice day.
Sorry, Orson.
Did Theo give me my money, Corey?
Theo would have given you your money at breakfast. Yeah.
Yes.
I completely
How much was it again?
It was
I think
5
it was-
gold.
It was 30 gold.
I believe
Yeah.
you, Eric. I was like, how do I have so much gold?
Yeah, it was 30 gold.
These
He
guys.
tried to get some from Pebble too.
Oh, also, throughout this week, I would ask, can I get some of you to cast some spells into my
yes.
ring of spell storing? So
Yeah.
Ooh, no.
my ring of spell storing, I think it holds up to 4 levels of spells, correct?
That sounds
Was
right.
that right? So who has healing spells?
I have healing word
Theo.
and cure
Yeah.
wounds.
What level is Cure Wounds? 3?
No, it's 1. But I want to
Wow,
ask
they're
this to
both
Corey. The level up happens at the end of the week, right?
Correct.
Gotcha. Okay, because I was thinking maybe I could wait till the end of the week and then just pop into level 2 healing words or cure wounds.
Yeah, that'd be fine. If you guys want to like take an extra day and then long rest and fill up the ring afterwards, that's totally fine.
Yeah.
Cure
I
Wounds is touch, right?
Correct.
And it's an action. Healing Word is distance and an action.
Distance and
Yeah.
bonus action.
Okay, so I'll take 1
Wait,
level
does
2
he use the
Healing
ring
Word
the
and
same
1
way?
level 2 Cure Wounds.
And
How's
it,
the ring?
it can
work?
hold 5
Is it
levels,
always
not
an
4.
action?
Oh,
It's
5
5
level of spells.
Okay, then
Is the
I'll
ring
chuck
always
in
an
another
action, or is it
healing
whatever
word.
the spell is?
Well,
No, it's what the
I should
spell
ta-
is.
Oh, interesting. Okay, that's cool.
Okay, so I'll take a 1st level Healing Word, a 2nd level Healing Word, and a 2nd level Cure Wounds.
So just letting you know,
Good
we're
idea.
probably going to have to rest so I can get the spell slots back because I'm out
Yeah,
of
yeah,
the
yeah.
spell slots.
That's why we're
Yes.
taking an extra
so,
day.
So you'll spend an extra day at the end of training to
Oh yes,
to
perfect.
do that.
Yes, awesome.
Okay. All right, so while you're in the city as well, y'all gotta eat and sleep somewhere, naturally. Orson, you're obviously going to be spending time with your family, I presume, staying at Georgie's or Wilda's place or something like that. What are the rest of you doing?
I didn't think about accommodations.
If you would like to rent a room or something at an inn nearby, weekly rate would be 10 gold a week.
You're frozen again.
Oh,
Y'all are frozen in
I-
terror as well.
I got a place to stay. I don't know about you guys.
Orson's an asshole. He didn't even invite us.
Not my house.
You're the elder of the family. I'm just kidding. I think if it's appropriate, Calder will stay at the temple of with Vadius, and in exchange for staying there, will continue to help with this, feeding the needy, clothing
Sure.
the needy. Also, spend the week, in self-reflection, prayer, and meditation, as well as like time with his mentor.
Sure. I forget your acolyte background, aren't you?
No,
Okay.
I am custom background.
Okay. I'll give you half off since you've got a point of contact here you can stay with, so it'll only be 5 gold for the week, basically for food for you.
Okay, I'll do that. Yep.
And then you're going to spend time, praying with Vadius and training a little bit. What are the rest of y'all working on here?
Also, I'm going to donate 20 of my gold to the temple for Vadius to put towards like feeding the needy and everything. So I'm
all your
aside from the 5 gold that I've already spent on food and everything, I'm going to donate another 20.
Okay. What a mensch.
We're gonna need provisions, bud.
I still have a lot.
I forgot that you.
Yeah,
have
he
a
actually
lot.
he actually found some.
He's so. Look at him being a philanthropist, not sharing with his friends.
He's a good guy.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, we all have like fortunes of gear on.
Yeah, sell
That's
one
true.
piece, you're rich forever.
Yeah.
True. Yeah. Dez is going to spend the week. Well, initially, to find because I recall they went out to dinner.
They did. Yeah, you went out with your Herald crew.
Right. So I would probably ask, maybe after dinner, I would probably ask Cicely if I could stay with her, and if not, I would try to ask Frankie if I could stay with him.
Okay. God damn this camera. What the fuck is going on?
Bwah, bwah, bwah.
Maybe it'll
There we
work
go.
this time. Who knows? I'll just keep staring at it until it freezes again. Go ahead and give me a persuasion check.
I'm gonna roll deception because my persuasion has
Because we
expertise
leveled
on it.
up already, yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah. You can convince either one of them to let you stay with them, and we'll do the same thing as Calder, basically half off. You're just paying for food, essentially.
So which
Sweet.
one do you want to stay with,
That's the
Dez?
question.
Yeah. I think
This could say a lot about your character, Dez. I'm just kidding.
I think I'm going to stay with Frankie to help keep him company.
Okay, I figured that's what you'd pick. And what are you doing as part of your training for the week? How are you focusing yourself on leveling up your skills?
I am going to essentially be 24/7 at the Herald, but I'm not gonna let Holland, to anybody who doesn't know, Holland's my supervisor. So I'm not gonna let him
you
know
quit.
I exist. I did put my 2 weeks in, right. I still gotta work this week and the next week. I still got 2 weeks left, guys. It's not over. But I am going to pretend like, because I didn't confront him, right?
Right.
I didn't. Right. So I'm going to pretend like I'm going to make it so I am completely invisible, but I'm working behind the lines. So I'm working with the writers, probably talking with Cicely, and just the rest of my crew. and just helping to build a headline and introducing this first headline. And the author will be AJ. That's just the author name, just AJ.
AJ. Okay.
Yeah, and that's pretty much what I'm gonna do throughout the weekend. Maybe sell some papers.
Okay, I guess, I'm going to go through each of these person by person just to break it up a little bit instead of me just narrating for an hour or something. So Calder, since you kind of mentioned your stuff first, I'll start with you, I guess. So as you are, as you're praying with Vadius and kind of helping him in the soup kitchen and reacquainting yourself with this service work, this giving and everything, as you really start kind of reflecting on the last week or 2 weeks, I guess, and everything that's happened, you start having more visions of this figure from your dreams, your memories, unclear. As you're serving soup to somebody, you get a vision of him doing the same to a soldier in the frigid north somewhere. Another flash at a different time. He's standing over a massive table made from a single round of wood, like 10 to 15 feet across, a 3D map of this island carved into its surface, and figurines of varying colors strewn across the western edge. People are talking over each other about the humans' numbers, about the ballistae on their ship, about their dark magic, and he just puts a hand out over the table. And everybody stops silent, and snow starts drifting off of his hand and coating the island. And he just says, "Winter will come early this year, brothers. The harbor will freeze, their joints will stiffen, and snows will blind them. Our ravens will pick at their bones by spring." You see him and a number of others approaching under cover of night. The bay in front freezing as they run across it, and jagged pillars of ice jutting from that into the ballast of one of these ships. They clamber aboard, and it's a bloodbath of a fight atop. He's swinging sword and spell seamlessly in unity, hopping off the back of the ship onto the ice again, smeared in blood just as it sinks into the water. And using that as inspiration and guidance, you spend the week doing your sword work, practicing your maneuvers and everything, and start thinking of how he was moving. Start weaving a little bit of that ice magic into your own capabilities as well.
I am now
That
an
was
Eldritch Knight, fellows.
Boom,
Nice.
Yeah, you are.
Oh, good.
Des. Okay, so
Can I
yeah.
spoil what spells I've taken for viewers, or should we just wait to
let's
use
wait
them?
and see what happens when you use them.
Okay.
They've got a hint on the theme at least.
Yeah.
Des, I would like a stealth check from you, please.
Oh, good. Hey,
Okay.
I'm invincible.
So
Stealth out of the campaign.
you do manage to spend this entire week here at the Herald unnoticed by Holland. Even as he comes down and is like walking the catwalks above the factory, observing everything, you'll like hunker down at a desk and like with a cap on and just like start writing away and pretending like you're one of the large crew of people that look like they've kind of come from all over. You find out over the course of the week that quite a sizable refugee population from the war is now working for Holland all the time, printing the news, expanding his paper, and helping really blow up his business here. While you're working on this article, at one point during the week, and this is something all of you feel, Des, you and Theo would know exactly what this is. You just feel this and see this little ripple run through the air past you, a heartbeat, the weekly heartbeat, that kind of helps anchor everybody in time here. As it passes over your body, you suddenly get a vision as you're writing of that same woman standing in a cave with, what am I trying to say? Like standing in this cave that's lit by sconces, not of flame, but of glowing crystals anchored around the room. The enormous remains of a beige-colored dragon whose skull stands taller than you dominates the chamber, and you is of the eyes of this woman, not halfling you. You're holding this book, reading from it and chanting, and these words of power fill and echo in this cave, nearly deafening you as you feel their power reverberate through the thick hide and bone of this creature. You kind of somehow intuit that the purpose of whatever is going on here is resurrection. And as you finish reading each page, you tear it from the book and throw it into the center where it disintegrates into the spell, offering its power into this. By the time you're done, you're exhausting and holding the empty binding of a book. The echoes stop, the cave grows silent. Moments pass before a thunderous heartbeat sends you off your feet and back into the wall, rippling out from this beast's body, though it doesn't stir. From above, somewhere, you hear screams and shouting. Well, I guess that worked. They're free, you mutter with a smirk. Death to the Tyrant King. Death to Frood, you shout as you rush up the stairs, your rebellion begun. And that vision faded as you continue working on your own use of words and weaving power into them. You hit level 3 as well.
Sick.
Let's see. Orson, I'm going to save you for last, I think, because that seems like where we're leading into. So, Maxwell, what are you doing this week? Where are you staying, and how are you training?
So Maxwell, seeing everybody just go off in their own ways, and he's gonna just look at Pebble and be like, "Well, guess just the two of us for now." And then he's gonna right before he walks, he's gonna find an alley, or he's gonna scope out the nicest inn in town.
Okay.
And right before he goes in, he's gonna find an alleyway and just cast disguise self. And he's gonna. Oh, wait. Now that I'm thinking about it, he's gonna change himself to be such a. He's gonna look rich. I want him to have like Guccini,
Okay.
everywhere. And he's gonna walk in. And he's gonna try to find. He's gonna go to the bartender, and he's gonna be like, "Where's the innkeeper?"
The fellow just kind of points off to the side and says, "The admittance desk is right over there, sir."
Thank you. And he's gonna go to the desk, and he's gonna be like, "I'm terribly sorry. I have just come into town. And I'm terribly lost. This looked like a place that fit my standards, but I have no way to pay for it. I was wondering, and this is where I'm going to use my heart. What is it called? My Heart of Darkness feature.
Okay.
Those who look into your eyes can see that you face whatever unimaginable horror, and that you are no stranger to darkness.
Okay.
And basically any commoner, this is obviously up to DM discretion. It's not forcing you to do anything. Commoners will extend you their utmost courtesy. I was wondering if you could help me find a place to rest for the night. And then I would be forever grateful, just for a little while, please.
Well, sir, the Gleaming Galleon does not work for free, I'm afraid. There are a number of establishments farther into the city. If you haven't the coin, he kind of looks up and down your clothing with sort of a like, where did this poor man get all of these fine things? Perhaps you might sell a stole or something.
But this is my father's. I can't. I lost everything that I had except for the clothes on my back when my carriage got ambushed by bandits. Please.
He kind of like, that is so sad. You poor thing. But this is a place of business. I'm sure you understand. I'm very sorry.
Okay. And then Maxwell is gonna leave and just instantly drop his forms. He's like, "Well, Pebble, we might be sleeping on the streets tonight." He's gonna go to a one of the establishments, I guess, in that conversation that he gathered,
Sure.
and he's gonna do the same thing, except instead of turning into a rich guy, he's gonna turn into just a normal looking civilian. As Maxwell, maybe Maxwell in his lighthouse clothing.
Sure.
So just cotton overalls, normal working guy. And he's just gonna go to the admin's desk, I guess, reception. And
Reception. That's the word.
yeah. I thought you were just trying to be fancy about it.
No, I just couldn't think of language. Yeah,
And he's just gonna try the same thing.
we'll say yeah. With your this is more your class of people. They're accommodating. You tell them a similar story, and more of the blue collar vibe here is like, we can't give it out long term, but you're welcome to stay the night here until you get your feet under you.
Thank you.
So we'll call it the same thing. Let's go half price. So you're spending 5 gold.
Okay. And then I'm just gonna for the week I'll just bounce around different places.
Just do the same thing.
Yeah.
You sly dog. Okay, yeah, that's fine.
And then I want to go to the library. Well, first of all, I want to do 2 things. I want to go into my room and just have Pebble like kind of sit there with me in my lap, looking towards the wall, I guess. And I just want to turn all the lights off. And I just want to like kind of meditate, but just listen. Listen to voices around me, listen to anything, and then Pebble's gonna be my eyes. So if he sees anything, he'll tell me.
Okay, sure.
And I just want to try to listen, but not listen for voices, listen for thoughts, if that makes sense.
Sure, yeah. Yeah, okay, so you pinch out the candles, and in the middle of the night here, it is the moon is completely unlit right now, so it really is kind of pitch black here, aside from torchlight in the city and everything that you easily block out with curtains and everything. So you're sitting in total darkness and just kind of focusing inwards and focusing on everything that you've come to experience the last couple weeks here. And it's not... You do almost hear the shadows shifting a little bit, as though they're alive, as though they're whispering to you. There's some animation to this darkness that surrounds you, and you're looking within and trying to find that little shard that burrowed its way into your skin. And in the midst of all this, in the pitch blackness, you get a distinct memory of moving quietly, your feet pressing against stone, and even that almost echoing in this cavern. You feel fatigued, exhausted, like you've been walking for days. There are actual whispers all around you now, and you open your eyes and try to focus, and no, they're not actually in the room here with you. They're in your head. They're in this memory somehow. The vision kind of stutters and jerks forward, and you find yourself facing down a firestorm that is just tearing through these pitch black tunnels, providing really the only source of light anywhere here. You duck to the side and cover up and wait for it to pass. Eventually, in whatever this journey is, you come across a skeleton wearing a robe decorated with dozens of eyes and holding the hilt of a sword. And you feel this overwhelming sense of relief. You rustle around through the pockets of the robe and find a small notebook. More relief. Thank you, grandfather. You suddenly sense imminent danger. Unriat's body flares with a wrathful light as he turns around, revealing this tentacled monstrosity covered in 1,000 gnashing maws and more eyes than even the robe that is lying in his hands. A barbed tentacle slashes forward, stabbing you in your shoulder and lifting you off the ground. You cry out in pain. The hilt of the sword in your hand manifests a blade of light as it just starts screaming in panic. And you bring it down, sever the tentacle before casting a spell and reappearing in the cave near the sphere that you have come to know fairly intimately. You drop the things you're holding, draw the tentacle's barb, which was left you unusually woozy, and stumble to one of the bedrooms. The sword you can hear still screaming in the background as you collapse into a fitful slumber, and dark dreams of grinning faces and glowing eyes dripping from the walls. You awaken with a start, back into your own body, the room silent again, but for your sweaty breath.
What?
Uh.
Wow.
Pebble,
What
did you
the
see that?
Fuck was that?
Awesome.
Pebble kind of just looks around to you, and he's shivering a little bit. Yeah, hard to know exactly why. Oh, you kind of get. I forget? Can you speak to him, or do you just get like emotional?
I think it's just like I understand him, but
Okay.
we can't like actually talk.
Yeah. Okay. So he looks up at you, and you get this sense of unease, of fear, of like feeling like he's being watched from every angle. You don't have
Okay.
that necessarily right this moment.
Well, next time I do this, you're not gonna be in here, okay? Let's get out of here.
Okay.
And I'm gonna head for the library.
Is there anything that other people wanted to research in the library while we're in town? Okay.
Stark contrast. I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. No.
Okay. Let's take care of that right now too. Then.
So, were you gonna say something?
No.
Oh, I want to research the lighthouse, the Frozen Isles, and what I wrote down, what I want. 1 second. Oh, I also wanted to get cigarettes at some random store.
You can find. I think you did that last session, didn't you?
Oh, did I? Okay.
If not, you are.
Oh, that's yeah. I spent 2 gold. I was wondering. I was like, why did I waste two gold? 2 gold. I wanted to research the Worth Seekers and anything I could find about the lighthouse and the figure. Just like of
The figure Unriat.
oh yeah, let's do Unyat too. Yeah. And then also like the figure, meaning like any if there's any stories of people in Thrune being assassinated or being
Got it. Okay.
coerced and stuff like that. Yeah, something similar to Keith's story.
Sure. Okay. I'm going to consider Unriat part of your training here. If you want to research other stuff, we'll tag that on as another day. Like with
Okay.
Dez doing the spell casting and long resting and everything, you can have done it during that point, I guess.
Okay.
Go ahead and give me an investigation check.
Investigation. Oh, I'm pretty good at this. Oh,
Okay. Worth Seekers, you don't find anything in here. There's no real mention of them in the text that you're flipping through here. Frozen Isles are noted in geographical sections as being on the east side, that there is a lighthouse on the northern side of the island to ward against the shallows around the bay there that are a bit treacherous for ships, and that it's been standing for roughly 250 years, and is maintained by a group of sentries, elves that live out there. Nothing about the darker purpose that the lighthouse actually serves. Unriat, you don't find like a specific entry for him, but you do kind of luck out a little bit. There's a section in here kind of on like censuses, censi, population data, noting that Aasimar, these beings imbued with divine energy, used to be quite a bit more plentiful. Maybe 1 in 1,000 or so, but their numbers really dropped off somewhere between 200, 300 years ago, something like that. And there's mention of two specifically. The first is Unriat. The notes are slim, but what it says is residence unknown, owns a ship, the Flaming Squid, often birthed in Wymore, delusional, dangerous, claims to be a god, claims to have traversed the Underdark alone.
Oh, give me 1 second to write all that down. What's the ship's called? What's the ship?
The Flaming Squid.
Flaming Squid. And what did you say about Wymore?
That's where his vessel was frequently docked. Although this information obviously is quite old.
Yeah. Oh, I put that he owns a flaming squid, owns a ship named.
I like that more.
Same thing.
That's better.
He has a flaming squid.
Owns a ship named the Flaming Squid, found near Wymore.
That's a new.
And then what else was there? He's delusional, dangerous.
Yeah.
Traverse the Underdark.
Yeah, claims to have traversed the Underdark solo.
By himself, yeah.
And claims that he's a god.
Makes sense.
Okay, interesting.
Theo.
The other
he's a god.
The other individual that's noted here in much more recent ink than these other statements is a fellow named Buhan, who is an advisor to the Coronal, and also seems to be of the Aasimar persuasion. No real details about him, besides that he was born about 40 years ago.
Okay. 40 years ago. I don't know when I'll need that information, but right. Okay.
All right. Theo, I'm gonna go over just really quickly here since we're doing this, and he'll be back eventually. So Theo's going to be spending most of his time praying and learning from his mentor Vikram Thul at the Temple of Droom about the disrepair that the city has fallen into, that the city guards, their inability to contend with less violent and less obvious crime, the bleeding out of order in an already trying time as Throom channels resources to defend against another possible incursion from Cardok, about the need for right-minded people to stand up, to say no more, and to return the city to the glory of its early days as a republic and institution to protect the people from tyrants of all sorts. To which Theo, I presume, I'll talk to him about this, will say, yeah, that's me. I got this. Orson, do you want to walk us through what you are doing this week with your training?
Absolutely. Orson's first gonna go find Wildy and ask her for the keys to Adel's shop.
She walks over to a little, just a little bowl on a shelf near the plethora of ducks, and takes out a pair of keys, and hands them to you. This is the front door, and this one's to the storage room in the back. I haven't had the heart to go in.
I'm going to go and think. Thank you. And I will make my way to Adel's shop. Unlock the door. It should open.
Sure.
Maybe look to the right for a hook on the wall.
Where an apron awaits you.
Find one of Adel's aprons and don it on. Get rid of this shitty cook one that I had bought.
Yeah, this one's sturdy, heavy leather, all the pockets in the right places.
Yeah, split in the middle so that it hits both legs so you
Yep.
can turn with it. Yeah, oh yeah. And he will go unlock the back storeroom, find some clay, stoke the fires for the kennel, and he'll spend his time turning pots, painting them, glazing them, firing them. He'll pay very close attention to the moisture levels in the clay. He'll pay close attention to how the fire kisses off the clay, make sure that it hits the right everything. He'll fire some porcelain, he'll fire some stoneware, just everything and anything. Forgetting the world for a while, obviously reminiscing about his son Adel, who he spent much time with making pottery. And just feeling the clay in his hands, the earth in there, getting them dirty, and just water, and controlling the airflow in the kennel to try and get it the right temperature, and just really focusing, meditating, doing everything.
Yeah, and as you find that as you're working with all of these materials, like you've got an intuitive understanding of how this is all supposed to work, what the density of the clay is supposed to feel like, how slick the outside of a pot should be for it to hold its structure and everything. And it's not that you're out of practice or anything. Like everything is just flowing perfectly. When you need water to come out of the clay, it just kind of draws itself out, and it's like you're willing all of this to happen. You go to put the pots in the kiln, and as you're about to stoke the fire, like just a little bit of it jumps from your fingers almost to set the flame. And as you close the kiln door, buckling in all of these elements into this piece of master craftsmanship, you also get another vision of that same sequence as before, standing on a jagged shard of earth, jutting out of the water, wind whipping flames around you, as you compress all of this down into a ball, all these raging elements into a single point. And as it touches that point where you almost can't see it, a shockwave explodes out from it. You see the clouds above rippling away. And at the moment it impacts, you look into this point and you see just black. But you can feel something immense staring staring into you. Your vision blacks out, and when you awaken sometime later on that jagged rock still, you can see a storm in every direction. It's all around you, but within maybe a couple miles of where you stand right here, it's perfectly clear. The eye of the storm, it seems. Before you floats a roughly 5-foot diameter sphere of twisting flame and wind and water. You pick up your notebook near your feet and are overcome with the thought, it worked. The rest of the week, you continue honing these powers, sparking flames in the kiln, and learning to bend all of these elements to your will as you level up in the 4 elements path.
Boom, boom, boom.
So each of you having taken a week or so to do this training, Des, you and Calder hook up to do the spells into his ring. Yeah, I heard it. As Max does the studying and everything. So you all come together at the end of this to kind of reconvene, compare notes, and figure out where you go from here.
I think Stefan would be curious as to, because I didn't catch the entirety of Maxwell's thing, but I caught the end of it where it said it was referencing Unriat was someone that was crazy.
According
Delusional,
to according to the
dangerous.
research.
I think Stefan would be curious and ask Dawnbringer what Dawnbringer do you think Unriat was crazy? Like out of his mind?
Not at all. He was driven. He had
You're
purpose.
saying he was level-headed?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if I'd go that far.
Oh.
All right, thank you.
He was a good man.
Oh.
Uh-huh.
I see there might be some bias here.
I love it.
I have to do this whenever.
Yeah.
It's how you get character.
The shield.
It's how I get the character. Thank you, Don. Lightsaber. Choo. Well, all right. So what's the next step? Are we looking for are we gonna start pursuing any of these leads?
The sooner the
The
better.
mo-
We have 8 weeks now. No, 6 weeks.
Have we haven't even moved your family back. We haven't moved them anywhere. Should we focus
During
on
this
doing
week. Did we have done that during the week of training, Corey?
Uh,
Or do you want to?
I'll
Separately.
say Theo can take care of that. His family's farm's about a half a day outside of the city, so it's like a full day to get him there and back.
I
He
would
can
have told Theo to say hi to his parents.
Sure.
For me.
Or actually, I guess the
Um,
two of you, because Maxwell was studying, Des and Calder were doing the ring thing, so the two of you can have taken his family to Theo's farm and stashed him there somewhere quiet. Are you taking Wilda and Frederick as well, or just Georgie's line?
Does Wilda and Frederick want to go?
No.
Do they? We won't force them.
Okay.
Is Captain
gonna
Banks
die.
going to interrogate or
They're
interview?
80-year-old people. They can
Of the
make their
family?
own choices.
Yeah, we covered that just as you guys were leaving. They did interrogate them. The family didn't seem to know anything different.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
That's all good.
I was writing notes. Well,
It's all good.
All right. Well, I guess the best time to start is now.
Orson
off to see
presents
the
his
wizard.
mastercraft pot to Wildy before he leaves as well.
She goes, it's so nice to have a Turner in the family again.
Yes, maybe someplace away from the ducks.
Frederick comes by and goes, oh, you know what would look great on that?
Don't.
Do you do any animal wear?
I never have, but I can appreciate art. You ever tried to mold a duck instead of carve it?
Way too messy.
All right.
Your ideological differences aside, you head out the door. And the five of you, Theo include.
Wait,
Oh, go ahead.
1 second. 1 second. Before leaving, I do want to. I want to give Vadius a warning. Essentially, that I'm getting involved in something that is well beyond my comprehension, but through meditation and these visions I'm having and my time with him, I understand that it is for a greater purpose, one that has not come into my scope yet, right? And I want to basically warn him, like, I do feel like we're getting involved in something that could cause the people we love the most to be hurt, right? So I want him to be aware of that. And also, I want to warn him that this little halfling with us named Dez is adamant on writing news articles. And I don't know if he interviewed Vadius or not, but his name might be published in an article about a soldier being a philanthropist. In stark contrast to, I'm just kidding. Yes. So just want to make sure that I touch base with him before I leave town.
Okay. Yeah, he's totally supportive of the path that you're on. Yeah, he believes in you. He knows that you've got the right intentions at heart. Based on what he knows of you, he's going to continue his good work regardless of what gets printed or not. None of that really matters to him. But yeah, he wishes you all the best and a safe journey home at the end.
Well, we should hit the captain one more time before we go.
Oh,
Get our papers.
Yep.
Let her know where we're heading, and we'll be back.
Okay.
Do we need to collect provisions, anyone?
Yeah, that's what I was going to say next. If you need any supplies, rations, gear, whatever.
How many rations do I have?
Can we ask the captain if there happens to be any extra mounts available for
Ooh.
quicker travel?
Mounts, no. She does not have any mounts to spare. Certainly not 5 of them.
What about one mount and a wagon?
No, if you want supplies, a lot of the larger equipment and everything is being used to transport supplies to and from the ruined forts to the front line and everything. They're pretty tapped out here.
Can we hitch a ride on a cart already going to the fort?
That's an interesting idea.
I'm not sure if it's much faster.
Or is there guards needed?
I need a die. Yes, you are able to hitch a ride on a supply cart. There's one that will be leaving in 4 days. If you would like to wait that long, they can cover it, and that'll probably shave a day. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It'll probably shave about a day and a half off of your total travel. You'd be better off just walking from a time perspective.
Oh, we're waiting the 4 days. Yeah, that just makes sense.
Yeah.
So we walk.
Leave it to the dice.
One more thing. When we check with the captain, did she elect to send any soldiers to protect Orson's family?
She has 1 guard she can spare. Yeah, when you went back to talk to her, she has 1 guard she can spare that will be sent to Theo's place, or to his folks' place. Just kind of as a helping hand, working the farm, whatever, but ready to deal with any threats. And also, she does provide you a little writ stamped by her saying that you 5 named individuals are temporarily authorized to investigate the potential coercion and things in relation to this treason. This writ expires on X date, about 6 weeks from now.
Orson pulls out a little pot that he made for her to put on her desk to keep knickknacks and pens, or whatever.
That's so thoughtful.
How much are rations again? Remind me.
I believe it's 5 silver per day, so 2 days for a gold.
That pot right there on your desk is going to cost you 10 gold pieces, just letting you know. Nothing's free.
Thank you for protecting me.
Of course.
Oh, yeah, I was joking.
Oh, I was
Would
talking
you
to
like
Orson.
No, I know. That's what I said.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So would you like one?
Would I like one?
Yeah.
I mean, of course I would, but I don't know where I'd put it.
10 gold.
Oh, wow. Don't switch this on me, okay?
Just kidding. All right, so we need how much gold and how many rations?
Depends
Yeah,
on.
I guess,
So where are you planning on going? I guess is a
That's a
question.
great point.
The mining town, right?
I think we should go to that mine. Yeah, the one in the hills by
Mhm.
Feudgard, right? Is that where we want? But we probably want to stop in. What was the city that Ellard was in?
Cathray. Yeah,
Cathray.
that's right along the road
Along the
there.
way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we
So-
can
we want to stop the fort by
There's
Cathray.
two
We sure
forts.
could. Yeah, we could stop there.
Oh no, that's a different fort.
So it'll be about 5
Uh,
days to the mining town.
I have 12 rations.
So you're good for out and back if you don't make any other detours.
Yes.
Just to the mining
We all
town,
need
though.
that?
Yeah.
We all need that many.
So
Well, we don't have a ranger who can just find food every day for up to however many people.
guys, I'll die real quick. Oh wait.
Yeah.
So that's just the amount of rations to go to the mining town, but that's not counting if we want to go to the two forts.
Correct. Yeah. It's 5 days to your target where you think this figure might be hiding. The fort is about a day off the road, so that would add 2 more days out and back, assuming you don't stay there longer. Yeah.
And it was
Gotcha.
2 gold per day, or
5
One-
silver
2.
per ration.
Yeah, 5 silver per ration.
So take the days half. I'm just gonna get 14 rations just in case.
How much does 14 rations cost?
7 gold.
7 gold.
gold.
7 gold, yeah. Split it.
Thanks. Just confused.
Uh,
I don't know if I can carry this much.
I'll get 14 days as well then.
just in case. Oh damn!
Hey, come over,
34
big guy.
pounds.
Can you carry some of my rations for me?
Oh yeah, I can't carry this many rations.
Well, you guys do need you do need a wagon or something.
Oh shit!
I can't even carry everything I have.
Wait, then I
What?
won't buy that
You
many
have like
rations.
a million strength.
Oh shit!
Yeah, but my backpack says it can only carry 30 pounds.
Oh, yeah, I'm not worried about that too much.
Oh,
Get a second backpack,
Okay.
I guess.
Boom! Second backpack.
3, 4.
I didn't even notice that a backpack has a weight capacity. It makes sense, I guess.
I guess
Can I
I
just get like a bigger backpack?
ultra pack.
The Ultra Pack 3000.
I don't know if that exists.
Damn, 20 pounds? I got just enough.
-7 gold.
Yeah, it says weight carried 51 pounds. I'm unencumbered, but my backpack just doesn't fit that much stuff. That makes sense.
Just carry it in your
Just
hand.
put it in a knapsack around your waist or whatever. I don't
Yeah.
Boom.
Rations.
I don't know why I'm carrying around a shovel, but I might need it someday.
If you've got a shovel
That's
and a
what every
pickaxe.
hoarder says.
I've got a shovel and a chain.
Yeah, those are from the start.
Yeah, they feel
Keep
bound
us
to me.
Very
as
useful.
mementos. Memories.
At the guys, when we kill the BBEG, I'm gonna use that shovel to dig his grave.
There you go. Full circle.
Sweet.
It's actually the best weapon.
Of course, of
Secretly,
course.
it's enchantable.
All right, I think
It's enchantable. Guys with flies, so you're flying on a shovel.
Yeah.
I want to enchant it with the strike of true polymorph. Every creature I hit turns into a rabbit.
Jesus.
I'd be able to sell all of our
Oh.
legendary gear and get that.
Maybe.
We just win every encounter. For
What if we sell Dawn?
No.
I mean,
Probably retire.
Theo's not going to argue it.
She's.
Uh,
I'll argue that one. She is a living being.
Maybe we give her to the captain.
Oh my god!
Okay, we're getting off track.
She's been
here.
through some trauma, you guys.
Well, having to fly around with Unriat, who's apparently fucking crazy, I can only imagine she's been through some trauma.
Can't blame him if he kept, dying and coming back. Anyway, we would probably leave town then.
Okay. heading for, and I guess I should give you a name instead of just calling it the mining town. It's called Vigor.
Vigor.
Yeah, as in vigorous.
Yeah, got it.
All right. So you guys, after provisioning and heading toward the gates here, walk out of Throom, away from home for a few of you, along Mist Home, and toward the unknown, and hopefully vindication for Keefe. What's everybody doing on the road? Are you like, are you hunting for food? Are you chatting with locals? Are you robbing people? What's the plan here on the journey? And are you
Good
and
Lord.
are you stopping in Cathray to chat with Ellard?
I think we've determined stopping in Cathray to warn Ellard that he could potentially be in danger, right?
Okay.
Because this whole thing has kind of come full circle. Calder personally during travel, always perception. I am watching for the possibility of realistically anyone watching us.
Okay.
Any hooded figure that looks familiar. Anything that looks out of the ordinary, like there's been attacks or weird creatures. I'll be talking to travelers about, like not necessarily revealing the creatures that we encountered, but asking them if people in the area have been encountering strange creatures like this,
Sure.
etc., etc.
Okay.
Maxwell's gonna be smoking his pipe whenever he has a chance.
Oh, I'll definitely be sharing a pipe
Plenty
with
of
Maxwell
chance.
from time to time. Yeah.
Des is for sure going to be the guy that's like, all right, we got to ask for directions. Nobody wants that. Fine, I'll ask for directions. And then who asks for directions?
Funny.
Orson had so much fun looking for mushrooms the last time he was running around in the woods. He's gonna run around everybody and look for food along the way
All right.
as well.
Oh, we're not going to the river.
We will be eventually, right? Well, not.
I
Quite.
mean, we have to get to Belvance in order to go.
Yeah.
If we see any lakes or anything like that, I'll tell Pebble to try to catch as many fish as he can.
Okay. Yeah, no major lakes around here. You might, and you didn't see any on the way in, any like ponds or anything right off the side of the road here. But yeah, you keep your eye open for that. Going up into the hills, maybe you'll find a little nook or something. All right, Orson, survival, Calder, perception, Des, persuasion, Maxwell. You're just chilling and living the good life, brother.
Oh yeah.
Brother.
Where are we at here? Okay, Orson, not a lot to pick through here. The farmland's right outside the city. Yeah, exactly. It's well trod. Everything that could be picked is picked. Calder, you as you guys are moving along, I'm gonna come to you last, actually. Des, you're chatting up the locals as you pass by, kind of trying to figure out what the haps is around here, what's going on with this fort and everything. A few of the locals, or a few people you're passing by, some of them look a little more seasoned soldiery people that you're talking to. They do mention that there have been some like two-legged dogs assaulting the fort from the backside, and they've been seeing more and more of those in recent weeks here. Not sure exactly where they're coming from. Don't exactly have the resources to cover or to investigate that thoroughly. So they're just keeping the main thoroughfare safe for the most part. People on the road haven't had too many run-ins with them, but they advise you to stay to not go off the trails too far, even despite your clearly different appearances. Calder, as you get, well, I'll apply yours at the end. So you guys get to Cathray, no problem. No encounters this round. One of these days you'll run into something, hopefully, although the roads do tend to be pretty safe. Yeah, you get to Cathray. It's still bustling. There's still quite a bit of building activity going on, people moving stone and timbers and things. After a few minutes of checking around, you hunt down Ellard and are able to chat with him. He's like, "Hey, Pops."
Interesting question for Eller. Did he recognize Keefe?
Oh, that is an
Maybe
interesting
not.
question, and one thing I didn't
Oh,
really
that's a question.
address previously. You know what? He saw you on the stage.
Yep.
And then you guys went and talked directly the rest of the night. So I'm going to say he did not see or notice Keefe.
Fair. Yeah, so,
He does know
Let's know
of
about
Keefe.
Keefe.
He knows who Keefe is, though.
let him know what's going on with Keefe, how
Okay.
he messed up.
Gosh. He kind of gets
Yeah.
a little smirk on his face and says, "I guess I'm not the screw up anymore, huh?"
Well, it could take a lot to get over him. Anyway, move the family to safety just in case. They're staying at my friend's farm. Theo over there. I don't know that you'd be in any danger, but keep your eyes out. You can always go back to the farm if needed. Captain Banks knows where they are. I'm sure she could point you in the right direction.
It's pretty busy here. I'm liable to just stay and keep working.
Stay.
Now, there's plenty of people around.
It's-
Ain't nobody gonna mess with the
Yeah.
workers here.
Guards and everything. How's that fort? You said it's weird.
Everything's kind of stalled out. We were supposed to go up a few days ago, a couple days before you rolled into town the first time, actually. But they told us to keep the supplies here. So I don't know what's going on, but it can't be anything good.
Well, we're trying to make haste down south, trying to solve this Keefe thing. So we may see you on the way back. I guess stay safe.
Okay, I'll keep my ear to the ground. I see anything strange, I'll let you know when you come back through.
Yeah. You don't know of anything weird that Keefe was in?
We didn't talk about that kind of stuff.
All right, just checking. Trying to help him,
I don't think so. He's pretty normal guy.
What's this guy's name again?
Ellard.
Good.
Ellard, you got any idea what's going on up at the fort that they haven't sent anybody back?
Well, there's still people going and coming, but more soldiers than supplies.
Looking at the map, how close is that fort to the mining camp that we're trying to go to?
The fort is
really far.
right here.
Yep.
You are in Cathray right here.
Yep.
The mining camp is down here, about 3 days from where you're at right now.
Fellas, I know we've got a solid plan in place, but I can't help but think maybe, we've heard talks of these two-legged dogs and people getting attacked and all this stuff going on. Maybe this fort, it just occurred to me if maybe somebody's trying to take it as like a strong point close to Throom. And I mean, Captain did say this fort was of concern too, what was going on here, and I just wonder if our first stop shouldn't be this fort.
Well, I feel like the two-headed dogs that they're talking about is referencing probably is very similar to what we had fought in the forest on our way to Throom. I don't feel like it poses much of a threat. Maybe in larger numbers it does. I have no clue, but I don't think necessarily going to a fort would accomplish that. I would rather stay focused on our mission, especially since we have such limited time. So going to places needs to be a very
Calculated.
very calculated. Wow, you're good at
Yeah, yeah.
words.
Thanks, Dad. Listen, I do agree with you. I do agree with you, but my thought process isn't that we're deprioritizing one to prioritize the other. My thought process is more, I feel like these things are linked. And what if we're going down to this mining camp and it's vacant and you know, they've already moved up to this fort and holding this fort as a strong point instead of the mining camp, and then the next thing you know, we're backdoored. These
Well, I
dogs
don't-
could be being, you know, they could be the force of or the front line of whatever this. It could all be connected.
Yeah.
I mean,
Ellard,
what's the likelihood of it not being connected?
I would say just as much as it being connected.
Isn't it worth looking at then?
Well, I don't know. Hold on. Ellard, you said people have been coming and going. Can you point us to anyone that has gone and come back?
I don't know the soldiers specifically. They mostly keeping the camp outside of town. They got a bunch of tents set up for their people.
Yeah, sure. Maybe we could just speak with them.
Maybe we go there first, show them the writ, let them know.
A lot of them come into the tavern here at nights. One's
I'm
not
sure
on
they'll
duty at
want to
least.
see. Yeah, I'm sure they'll want to see Des play tonight. So
Just like I did a couple of days, even a week before. What a great idea.
Remember that, Ellard? You were all like, "Woo, this is awesome."
was awesome.
It was
wasn't
pretty
right.
awesome.
I know. I'll work my magic. But Calder, besides, you reminded me like some of the writers I used to know. They call them conspiracy theorists. I was thinking that it could be a good idea to go to the encampment. No, sorry, it would be a good idea to stay here and just party in a tavern, and then maybe we could just buy one a drink and see what they know, and or if we'd like to do it early and not waste an evening, we could go to the camp and show them the writ and be like, hey, do you have some information? Maybe they're more coherent then.
Well, we could stay here for one night. I wouldn't mind getting some good food in me and sleeping in a comfortable spot.
Just remember, we're on a ticking time clock. I mean, I love.
Still needs a rest.
It's one night, and you know, if it leads to a lead that says these things are potentially linked, then it's worth it.
We sleep at night anyway. We might as well sleep at the inn.
Yeah, but and we're here. I mean, it's
What
not
do you want us
nighttime
to-
yet. No, I mean, I'm just saying. The more time we do use up on other things means that I have less time preparing a case, and it's just one guy preparing a whole case, and it's a lot of work for one halfling.
Pebble can help. He can help do the filing.
He was an eyewitness.
Right now, you're
He was. You want his testimony?
am I understanding that you're complaining about work you volunteered for?
No, I'm not complaining about it. I'm just complaining about us doing other work.
Oh, just wanted to be sure.
Yeah.
Everyone needs a break. 39. You can't just go hard. all
What is 39, by the way? I've been so confused.
39. 3'3"?
39? What? 39? Oh, 39 inches.
much.
Holy cow. I don't even know why I forgot about that.
I would
was so
be-
sorry, Orson. You know me
I'm
better than I
70.
do.
I'm 70. Call me 70. I like that.
70. You double.
All right.
double-
Now we're just going to
like
call each
double
other
him.
by our heights. I'm 39, high 70. Calder, how tall are you?
I don't know.
He looks
wild
6',
mark
7".
tree.
212.
74.
212? No.
Jesus.
Shit.
My neck
Get through the door.
I'm a large creature at that point.
Well, let's stay for the night, listen to Dez's concert, and talk to some soldiers, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so Des, you wanna perform? See if you can rake in a little coin.
Yeah. I
Get a comp
I will
room.
cast. I will cast a fog cloud
Ooh.
as I enter onto a table. As a spotlight dims, no, as the lights dim and a spotlight centers on me.
Or snuffing out torches.
This has turned into quite the show in just a couple days.
Yeah.
Somebody recognizes you and shouts from back like, "Holy shit, it's Dragon Man!"
Are you ready for a night of your life? Boom, boom.
Orsi
boom,
goes up
boom.
and flashes sparks.
Pyrotechnics, fog machine. Shit.
Boom, boom.
I'm gonna tie a rock to a string and just turn it around and cast light on it.
Ball.
You've got groupies now. Okay. Go ahead and go ahead and give me
Orsi's a roadie.
a performance check. I'm going to say with advantage with all of the extra effects you're
I
bringing
need
here.
that.
Oh, that's good.
Can I just roll it again,
Yeah,
or
that's
do you want
fine.
me to roll?
Nah.
Okay, gotcha.
Oh, that's
It's-
better.
Yeah, it's a good show. I think this is all kind of new, and maybe you're like you're leaning into the effects of it a little bit too much. You're not like committed to the
That's so
music like you
funny.
were that first time, right? You're
not
not-
Peter.
that soul just isn't
Lost my
quite
touch.
there. You'll find it again, but this one just didn't quite hit home with this crowd. At least maybe a different crowd. This would be an ace in the hole. Okay, yeah, we'll say you rake in
I forgot to make money off of this.
not a lot. You make 2 gold off of tonight.
I'll take 2 gold. Wait, what? I have 36 gold. I have 29. Wait, 36?
Well, you made money a few times.
Yeah, but I had 29 because whatever. How much did I make?
You made 2.
2. Gotcha. Okay, sweet. 14.
What's a room cost us for the evening, Corey?
That's a great question, Eric.
Oh, okay.
On the road, while y'all are living day by day, you're looking at 2 gold a day for room and board and food. If you want to skip
Alright.
food, you can have that and then dig into your rations. And assuming that you do this for each day, getting all the way to vigor, that's going to be a total of 5 days is 10 gold.
Ooh, can we find an inn every time? I can't imagine we can find one the whole way.
There is an inn at each of these little stops along the road. This is a main thoroughfare from Throom to the front line. They've made sure that it's fairly well staffed.
Got it.
Maxwell's gonna beg for a hotel room. Same sob story.
Max, with your
story.
background, we'll say you can automatically have it.
Oh yeah.
Are you gonna invite us, or do we have to buy our own room?
You got to buy your own rooms. There's no way all of you lost your cart and had Robert steal all of your clothes.
That's so funny. So it's 2
Oh
gold
boy.
2
for
gold
tonight.
for actually last night and tonight because it's 2 days to get to where you're at right now. Total of 5 days. Total of 10 gold. 10.
Okay.
Gotcha.
Half that for Max.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm running low.
So what are you? I'm a little unclear. Are you trying to pursue this fort thing while you're here, or are you heading straight for vigor?
We're
The plan
gonna
was to hopefully talk to one of the guards that evening if they come in to ask what exactly was going on at this
Okay.
fort.
There
So we'll
are
be able to decide.
there are guards in the tavern. Since the rest of you are kind of all working on this performance, Calder, will you give me a persuasion check trying to convince the guards to share some details about what's going on with the fort here?
Came back just in time.
You can also make it with advantage since you're presenting your writ as evidence.
Can I cast detect thoughts, or
You
am I
didn't do
too
it with
busy?
advantage.
Oh,
You can do detect thoughts. Oh, that's
Okay,
much
I'm
better.
gonna
sorry.
subtle cast detect thoughts.
Um, okay, Calder, yeah, talking to some of these guys, the conversation isn't going great at first. They're a little leery, but once you present the document, they open up a little bit more. Say, yeah, it's been a bit of a mess up there. We've been trying to rebuild this place for a couple months. Started out just fine, but then those nasty dog things came in. Not sure where they came from. I ain't never seen anything like that around before. Been
Well-
pestering us for about a week now.
A week.
How long has it been since we awoke and were in Feud Guard?
It's been. Oh, you know what? It actually would have been. It would have been longer than that because it was you. It was a week for you to travel to Throom, week of training, couple extra days. So I need to retcon that. Actually, it's been about 3 weeks, 3 to 4.
So I'm
3 to
to
4 weeks.
I'm to understand that these attacks started taking place at about the same time as we awoke.
Ish, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
We don't know exactly what
these,
and they've made
right?
they've made
Because
some
first-
progress of like seemingly saved the base, cleared it out or whatever, continued construction, and then they just come back with more of them.
So I guess what I'm trying to ascertain here, soldier number 6, is these attacks, they seem calculated. These beasts seem wild. They seem intelligent. What's their demeanor when they attack? Do they have strategy or are they wild?
They're pretty nasty. They're vicious. They obviously talk to each other. I don't know what they're saying. But they got spell work and they're bringing their dead back to life and they come at us all over again. It's horrible up there.
Bringing the dead back to life. Well, you ever see any, like a leader, so to speak? Something out there giving orders, maybe something that doesn't attack and just watches? Any cloaked figures? Anyone hooded?
I haven't seen anything like that. No, they usually attack at or around the nighttime. And then
When you
they're
kill them, what do you do with them?
been just tossing them off the hill off to the backside until we found out they were bringing them all back again. Then we started burning the bodies.
While this conversation's happening, I'm just trying to peer into the thoughts of every other soldier, seeing if we're missing any extra details that soldier isn't saying or anything like that. Anything important?
Yeah, sure. It doesn't seem like he's holding anything back at this point. Yeah, no news about the nothing. He's not holding anything back.
Okay.
You do hear just kind of a thing in the back of his mind, kind of whispering, "God, I hope I don't get in trouble for all of this. If if I if Aleppo gets word of this and I'm not supposed to be talking, they're going to send me back to Throom."
Do I know who Aleppo is or no?
No.
Okay.
You get the kind of the vibe from his thoughts that it's some sort of commander or something.
Okay.
I thank you for your time, soldier number 6.
7, but you're welcome.
That's good.
I'll get you next time. 7. Gotcha.
I'll return to the group. Oh, they're performing.
Yeah, the performance ends.
uh,
You guys reconvene at the end of the night.
Okay.
I'll be here on that. Thank you.
After talking to the guards, I don't think it's a coincidence that these attacks are happening on the fort at the same time. If you listen, these attacks started about the same time as we all came to in that cave, all butt-ass naked and curious what went on. But I don't think this is a coincidence. I don't think any of it's a coincidence. I think it's all linked. I think if we walk past this fort and we go in search of clues somewhere else, we're gonna miss something important here. And like I said, I feel like whatever this force is gonna try to take that fort as a vantage point to attack Throom, and we're gonna get backdoored, fellas.
Well, I think it might be best to just see if we have time coming back, and if we do, then investigate. I think Keefe takes utmost importance, and we're not certain if this might have a connection with us, but it doesn't have a connection to Keefe, in my opinion, at least.
It most certainly could if this cloaked figure is orchestrating these attacks.
Is that what they told the guards? Said they saw a cloaked figure?
No, but after we encountered the cloaked figure, we were attacked by creatures just like this, just outside of Feud Guard. And they're the same creatures that are attacking this place. And if that cloaked figure is using Feud Guard as a base of operations, and that's where we were attacked by them, it makes sense that this is all linked.
Realistically, if they're gonna keep attacking this fort because it's important to them, then when we get back, there's two options. The soldiers have cleared it, and the dogs or something are not in the fort, but they're going to get back to it because it's important to them. Or they've just completely taken the fort, and something might have happened here. I think that no matter what, we're going to be able to investigate this, and this is not a time-sensitive thing. While Keefe...
Listen, at the end of the day, this is not what Calder says goes. So if you all believe that we need to move on, we'll move on. But I will tell, I want my opinion known.
What I believe. Oh,
that this is, in my opinion, this most certainly is a time-sensitive matter. And that's my opinion.
Are the guards having a hard time fighting them? Are they losing the battle?
As of
Oh, you're asking him. Got it.
as of now, no. They're beating him back. They said that when they kill him, they were throwing him over a hill and they were raising their own dead and attacking again. They started burning the bodies, but they said they're coming with more and more numbers every time. And if you look at,
Do we have a map of where we've been?
What do you mean?
This feud
Do
guard
we have a map?
Oh, do your characters have a map?
Yes. Yeah.
Oh,
No, I don't think you do.
We didn't buy a map. You can draw one. What?
Can I try and draw a map from memory of the map that the captain showed us?
Sure. Give me a general intelligence check.
Orson's the
that.
artist. You should let him draw the map.
If you want to draw the map, go for it.
Natural 20.
Well done.
Nice.
Yeah, this
in a
was.
stroke of genius.
You were talking strategy and regional defensible positions and everything with her. You were honed in on this. Yeah, it's not to like the level of detail as this map that we're looking at here, but you've got all the
Okay.
important spots.
So I'm going to draw the runes, and I'm going to draw where the mine is at that we're supposed to go to down here by the thin part of this river, wherever that was at.
Okay.
And then I'm going to relay these two attack points, and I'm just going to say, does it not make sense to you? Do you see the line? This is
There's always a line between 2 points. Calder.
I understand. Listen, I'm telling you that this mine, it's not a mistake. That this is near there is where we saw the origin of these creatures. They started attacking when we woke up, and they're moving closer to Throom. And the cloaked figure was trying to get information on Throom. How do you not see the links between that?
You know what I
See a
think,
link
Calder?
between the gnolls or these creatures, excuse me, and the figure. I don't know.
Why would the figure be in Feudgard? Why would the figure be looking for information on Throom if Throom wasn't in danger? And why are these creatures all of a sudden attacking closer and closer to Throom?
They're hungry. I don't know.
All right.
I don't.
Well,
don't know.
as I said, I'll follow the group, but I
You know what
want
I
Well,
think?
what is? I mean, if you think we should hit it, we can hit it. Does Theo have an opinion on the matter?
Yes.
He'd want to fight. He'd want to fight. I think. Or go check it out.
I think,
I like.
with sans his direct input in the moment, I think that he would be concerned about the raising of undead and whatever's going on here, but
Yep.
finding justice for Keefe and uncovering the secrets behind that would be more important.
That's a good point.
I agree with you, Theo. And I also think, in my mind, I believe that a person who believes that some secret but influential organization is responsible for a particular event or phenomenon is a conspiracy theorist. Just letting you know, Calder.
Wow,
So-
you got a dictionary up there, huh?
Yeah, I'm kind of smart. That's what I do. Words.
Interesting.
Well, I'm smart about some things too, Des, and understanding the battle tactics of listen, I've got a feeling I know what's going on. I'm not going to press the point anymore. We can go to the mine. I'm just saying, I want you all to remember this moment right now. When we get back to it, I'm going to look at each of you and tell you I told you so.
I hear what you're saying.
I'll quote you on the headline.
Backdoored. Jesus, backdoored. Quote him on the headline. Make sure to write his name in the headline.
For
Oh,
sure. That's exactly what I'm
people.
trying to do.
You shut the fuck up, or I'll break your next pot.
Jesus, Calder.
I
I kind of like closed
I
Tubble's
said
ears.
no names. I said no names.
Lamb's fist.
You can see Calder's not smart enough, socially smart enough to keep up with your guys' intellectual poking. So he just goes straight to flustered.
I'll break your pot.
It's rude. Jesus. Rude.
It's all right.
Destruction
He's
of
a
art.
conspiracy theorist.
I said no names. No names.
That's exactly what
I
a
don't-
conspiracy theorist would say.
Yeah, I don't want to talk.
Start turning my character into a conspiracy theorist. Trying to do what's best for Throom, and I'm a conspiracy
You're right.
theorist. Good lord.
Right. Then you won't be a
Look,
conspiracy
Calder.
theorist.
That's
Look,
right.
Calder. I think you might not be wrong, but there's a theory, and at this point it is a theory, and I think we should work on our leads before we try to take advantage or try to uncover these theories. Because, like Theo said, I really do think we should prioritize Keefe and not try to prioritize something else and then Keefe. But it might be connected. I have no clue. I just don't know.
Yeah, I agree. Not enough evidence to say they are connected. I hear what you're saying.
So it seems like 3 or 4 people say, move on, check it on the way back if we have time. Is that accurate?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
All right.
Yeah, it's Calder's a lone pillar in this one. Just out here,
said you're
just out here threatening all his friends.
We said you're wrong. We just don't think you're right.
Precisely.
All right.
I
So
can't
you,
wait to get told you so when my back door gets hit.
okay, you guys wrap up your evening of discussion. head out in the morning and continue on your way toward Vigor, stopping at the Grease Wheel Inn. Anything you guys want to do here, or should we, in particular, or should we just keep going?
How many rations do we need to take off so far?
If
Well,
you
we've
are
been eating at the
using
inn.
your rations, you'll need to take off 5 by the time you get there, but people have been deducting money for stays and food at the inns. So
2 gold a night.
Oh.
Oh, were you gone for that part?
Yeah, he was.
Oh yeah. So by the day, 2 gold a day for room and board.
In the places where we actually hit a town, right?
How much
Right.
is this room? 1 gold?
Yeah, I'm just for ease. Half of that is room, half of that is food,
That's fair.
food and drink.
Mm.
All right.
All right.
We're gonna run
Well,
out of
can I
money if we keep
can
doing
I
that.
do half the gold?
Sure.
So,
So just the room stay and
yeah,
And
18
then eat
and
rations.
5 silver,
sure.
and then
But-
eat 5 rations.
Are you feeling thin on money?
No, not at all.
My
Yeah.
wallet.
How much money do you
How,
have?
this is how the rich stay rich. Mind your business.
You guys should have
Orson. I'm
explored
just
that
kidding.
cave more.
I have one platinum, 18 gold.
Oh, you're
What?
loaded.
You have
Yeah.
a platinum?
Fine.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. And I gave 20 gold away.
You idiot.
Damn.
What?
I'm not an
I
idiot.
should just
It
kept it
went,
20 gold.
it went
We should
to the
split it.
needy.
He's just
It
rich.
went to the
We're
needy.
needy.
You guys can't metagame and split my gold. You don't know how much money I have.
I said we're needy.
Des, upon entering this new tavern / inn, will look at a table he could perform on with just solemn eyes, thinking he lost his touch with music. And he
Can
mutters under his breath, and
I was gonna say, can he get it back?
Was his last
That
performance bad? I missed it. I read something in the chat
Average.
about fog and smoke coming out. And
It was too much about the aesthetic and not enough about the music.
you got to go back.
and-
You got to go back to your roots, Des.
Yeah.
Drumming
Des will just
away.
look at the table solemnly and just walk towards his room and mutters under his breath, I need to get back. And that's it.
All right.
So just, I thought you were gonna pop out a ballad or something, or like just a nice slow song.
Hello.
It's Des.
Is it me you're looking for?
Okay. All right. So you guys, y'all carry on. Stop at one more little village that's really just a hole in the side of the road kind of spot here under these trees. Before, as you're coming along and the road dips down to the bottom, there's a little more of a dirt trail than a road that kind of cuts up into the hills and starts switchbacking along the hills, bringing you up into higher elevation. The weather's been pretty nice this entire trip, really. As you get a little bit higher up here, you get a nice view of the valley and the forests below on the northeastern side here, heading toward the coast. And you approach the what really is kind of a bare bones town dedicated to a single purpose. There is a tavern. There are simple lodgings for workers. There are processing facilities. There's a furnace and a smelter and other things like that. And other than that, there are a few different paths and carts and things that are heading off toward mine tunnels in various directions.
Excuse me.
And I think
Corey,
Yeah.
I had rolled a perception. You said you were going to get back to me at the end of whatever.
Oh, that's right. I did. Yeah, thank you for reminding me. I was going to say that as you are kind of keeping an eye on things with your keen sense for geography as it's turning out, you're able to shave a half a day off of the back end. So you're getting in around like lunchtime instead of at the end of the day here. Kind of basically like instead of coming down to the point in the road here, you can kind of see where this is going and you just sort of start cutting up and hiking up into the hills like over here and catch the main road sort of thing.
Okay.
Yeah, finding a little shortcut like that. So as you guys walk into Vigor, all decked out in your crazy garb and everything, I think that is where I would like to end the session. It's a little early, but I think we're about to embark on the next leg of an interesting bit of the story here. So let's pause there.
We ate up a bunch of time with RP, but it was
That's all right. It was all, yeah, it was all good. It was all fun.
Hello.
Yeah. Any closing thoughts? Is that you shooting fire into the sky?
I can't wait to say it. Calder cannot wait to say, told you we'd get backdoored.
Or like, oh, my back door.
I think it's hilarious that I'm all of a sudden a conspiracy theorist. Oh, that's great.
Yeah, it kind of came out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's awesome.
This is really pushing it. I don't know.
Yeah, he is. He is.
This is running theory. I wrote the most notes I did for this session than any other session.
Yeah, you got some interesting info dump this week here. I'm a little bummed that Stefan wasn't here because there's some interesting tie-in between the two of you. There's another one as well. I'm not sure if you guys caught. Maybe you'll hear it listening through again. If you guys want to have like another personal conversation or anything on the road, feel free.
Captain Cluner in chat said the lore this session was amazing.
Oh.
That is because, Captain Cluner, we have an amazing DM. That's why.
Yeah.
Thanks, Captain.
He also said Calder's a beast. Yeah.
Only paying attention to the good comments.
I just want to highlight that in my OneNotes where I take my notes, I have a whole section, like I have characters and like a bunch of tabs, and there's one section that's called Keefe Legal Defense. So I have one part of that called negligence, exclamation mark.
No way.
And then Captain Edelin Banks theory, and then his moment before, and then I'm gonna have a bunch more.
You gotta have like an opening and closing argument.
Of course.
Everything.
I'm actually gonna do research.
You gotta start watching some Law and Order, my guy.
100%.
Oh my god, I can't wait. That session's going to be so much fun. I'm just going to sit back and let you do your work.
Objection! Yeah, 100%.
Corey, can you come in like a English judge suit? Where
I just see. I just see Des like, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, you're talking to the king. There's no jury here.
Yikes.
I thought this was a republic.
Oh man, this was a fun session, fellas.
Yeah,
Good.
it definitely was.
Good, yeah. Second no combat in a row, but yeah, a lot of good RP, a lot of fun moments.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, I can't wait for next week, and Stefan will be back, and we can see what he actually thinks about all of this stuff. So.
I hope Stefan's like, I would have went to the camp with Calder. I hope he is. I hope he is.
I don't think so.
The justice thing was.
I don't know. I think him and Dawn would be really like, they would see the link of the conspiracy theory and be like raising the dead, and we would have been there.
I do think.
You mean the hunk of metal is going to listen to Calder?
Yeah. You got a point there.
I do think Dawn would have been more interested in going to the fort, but
maybe that was my
wears the
chance
pants
to
in that
finally
relationship.
align with that piece of scrap metal, you know?
That's what you call it. That's
Scrap metal.
I want to find out more about Dez's little thing that he's got going on, because we haven't seen anything about her.
About Felicity?
Whatever. Yeah. Oh.
Yeah.
But now we got her name.
Yep.
You had her name from before.
Really?
Really?
Everybody's name.
Yeah.
The visions this week were insane.
Yeah, they were.
Insane.
I don't think I was paying attention when Richard.
I like the tie-ins with the "it worked."
Yeah.
Several of them.
Yeah.
Listen to maybe you guys want to listen to those again sometime this week.
I plan to.
See what you.
I think I got some
see what you
tie-in,
mean.
but I don't want to say anything.
Well, you can say
but-
it. I figure you guys are. I guess I
I have a running theory,
y'all can
but I don't want to
share.
say it either. I should say it.
when Calder's I don't know the name. I didn't write it down. Calder's thingamabob
As
was putting like the ice on the thing on like the islands, had ships and stuff. I'm pretty sure that was the Frozen Isles, or that was at least somewhere linked to where Maxwell was in like the lighthouse, like right around where the lighthouse was.
The whole Sea of Frost to the right of us.
Yeah. And so I think there's some tie in there. And Corey's poker face. He's not saying
I
anything.
You'll
think-
get nothing from me.
That's good.
Nothing but
I feel like Unriat is also the start of all this.
That's true.
And
Any owls?
Unriat, oh, that's a good point.
Yeah, I was actually
Uh,
going to ask for that.
there were owls. Yeah, there were not as many as in Throom, but you did see some in Cathray, and there's still one hanging out at the Grease Wheel Inn.
Okay.
Yeah, and there's like one at this little town that you pass through here.
Mhm.
So they're kind of sprinkled about.
Mm,
Yeah, more
Okay.
in the more populated areas.
Interesting.
I feel like Unriat's the reason why we all met. And then because Unriat's Max's like visions, I feel like Max is the reason why we all met, but he just doesn't know it. Conspiracy theory.
I don't think so.
know.
I'm the conspiracy theory.
I feel like
No,
there's
Calder
something
is a
there.
Conspiracy theory.
That's right. Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah, I don't know. I have no clue.
And also gets easily offended if you talk about putting his name in public newspapers.
Apparently.
Gonna break pots.
I'll put called like the thing. Your description will be Calder Sage gets offended if put in newspaper inside a newspaper.
That's right.
Corey, just a clarification on my memory.
Yeah.
You said that after what's it called? Max or Unriat sliced the beast with the sword. The sword started screaming. That's what you said.
Yes, that
It
is
was-
what I said, and that is
that's
what I
Dawn.
meant.
That's Dawn.
Okay.
Uriat
Okay.
was wielding Dawn. Yeah.
Okay. That's what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay.
Picked it
That's
up.
interesting.
Picked it up off the body, and it
Mm.
manifested a blade when this thing appeared. Started screaming in
Oh,
panic.
that was the first time you got Dawn.
Yeah.
potentially.
Oh.
Got it.
I'm writing that down. Thank you, Corey.
Yep, you're welcome.
First time he got
The Dawnbringer origin story. We need to see who had that before. That's a whole campaign in and of itself.
Just follow that. I mean,
we start the prequel.
I mean, if you guys want to
For
chase that
Unriat.
story down, you can try to do that in game.
That'd be so cool.
Just for Unriat.
No. The justice of Keefe is the most important.
After that,
I'm really excited to explore my backstory. I want to see what Corey has done with it, and I feel like
Very
it's cool because we haven't touched on Maxwell at all. So
yeah, because you're not
I
from
list-
this part of the world.
yeah,
Yeah, it's interesting. It kind of leaves you shrouded in mystery here. So,
Where are you
Oh,
from,
yeah.
Maxwell?
from the other side of the sea. Well, that's not where I'm from, but that's where I
You
got.
don't tell me. I was digging for. Yeah, don't tell me. Anyway,
he's from
okay.
You can ask him on the road.
he's from a ways
I
to
could,
the
yeah.
east.
Yeah.
Actually,
I
if
guess
you
we haven't really asked each other a lot of questions. Like,
Yeah, we haven't.
I feel like we've all been dropping hints at our character trauma, but nobody's asked about it. You know, like why does what is Maxwell seeing, and why does he think he's seeing it? Why does Calder not want his name in a newspaper? You know, like what? There's a bunch of fun stuff to play with.
Coarse has been
For
in
sure.
the book.
that sounds like you guys should take part of a session in game and have a powwow. Break
The whole
down.
session.
I might take the whole
What's
session.
your
Honestly.
thing?
Your trauma.
What the fuck is up with that?
Yeah, what the fuck is up with you saying you're gonna break my pots, my guy?
I quite like my
problem.
pots.
I just got a real problem with clay. I don't know.
I prefer stone. Hmm.
Calm down, Eric. Just a joke.
Eric himself is offended.
Yeah,
There's no separation.
I can't believe I'm playing with Dan.
With this jackass.
Yeah, right.
I took ceramics with him in high school.
We did. Yes, we did. We did. Yep, absolutely, we did. Yeah.
Is that where you draw your knowledge of ceramics from?
No, I did research.
Oh, wow.
I was like, damn, how does he know so much? What the?
I was like, dang, okay.
No, man, he's
I was like, I don't know what a
Eric's-
kiln is.
Eric's method. He's been going to ceramic cafe for like the last month.
That's right. Method. He's so method.
I liked it.
Wait, actually?
He's been watching a lot of. He's been.
watching Ghost.
No,
I've just been
man,
watching a
Robert.
lot of Ghost.
I don't know what that is.
I know you don't. I know you don't. He's
knew you
actually
wouldn't
been
either.
he's actually been watching a lot of Seth Rogen.
I know South Rogen. He's a comedian, no?
What does Seth
Yeah.
Rogen have
Yeah.
to do with?
Yeah, what is
You
that?
guys-
Ceramics.
Oh wow. Okay.
I
I,
mean,
don't know if I should plug
he
his
has a lot to
business
do
here
with
or not.
pots,
Just Google. Yeah. Well, he started a ceramics business where he makes
First.
custom ashtrays and tables and
Okay.
but it's all
Got it.
like he makes pottery now.
That's
And
crazy.
it's
Oh.
like it's yes,
Actor turned potter?
Yeah, for real. Like it's a thing. It's a real
Man.
thing. He's done
Interesting.
interviews on it. He posts videos of him making pottery, and people like really enjoy watching it. Apparently,
Huh.
Fun medium.
yeah.
Did
So
not know
anyway,
it.
now that I've plugged him, you know.
Sponsor.
Maybe
Sponsor.
I'll
Sponsor.
sponsor. His business is called Houseplant, and he sells majority like ashtrays for
Use
consuming.
code LevelQuest
You know,
to save 50%
So yeah, that's right. Somebody clip this and send it to Seth. Somebody clip this and send it to Seth right now.
Sure, let me just
Lord.
send it to Seth.
Yeah, Twitter, bro. Just tweet it on out.
Hey, Seth.
You guys are crazy. Well, I hope Seth Rogen watches this. That would make my day.
Yeah,
Insane.
Fucking cool.
yeah, it
Oh my
would.
God.
All right.
It would be cool.
Well, that's a nice high note to go out on, I think. So
Hide.
Pun intended.
actually, no.
Intended.
Usually yes, but not this time.
Okay. Good
So
Lord.
thanks everybody for hanging out with us tonight. Hope you had fun. Big thanks to Syrinscape and Above VTT for the tools that they make that help us play this game. If you enjoyed the stream, give us a follow on Twitch, YouTube, like, subscribe, all that stuff. Come hang out with us on Discord. You can find a link in our About Us page. We will be back next week on the 25th at 7 p.m. Pacific. And Dan has not going to be there?
I'll be there.
Okay.
One last shout out to HelloFresh, yeah?
Yes, because that does end this weekend. This little banner on the top of our screen will be no more next week. But huge thank you to the people who did sign up and helped get this going with us. Really hope you enjoy the product. I think they do make great food. Like it actually tastes real and homemade and stuff. So yeah, so we'll see y'all next week. Until then, we remain your unseen servants. Have a good night.
Ah.
Bye.